Just
Right, true.
But they know I stay on it.
Yeah, that's good too, though.
I'm like, you could easily do this, but okay, since you want to know. He said, when in doubt, ask Rick.
He's not gonna let me play. That is so weird. It played fine earlier. It's not gonna play.
It's not gonna do it.
It's so weird that it did that.
Is it just the app? Or the mine opens, I don't even know what mine opens.
What happened?
A little movie, yeah, it's
Yeah, since I said the app that's opening on, what is it opening on?
QuickTime Player.
Yeah.
Big time player, that's monster.
I almost left it open when I first had it open.
Yeah.
Can you forward me an email?
Say it again.
Can you put it on your desktop? I don't know how. Drag it to your desktop and then try to play it from there. I don't know if that's.
No, that's not. I need to change the view. I'm gonna send it to you.
Are you doing it on media player?
No, I'm gonna send it to you and then
Uh-huh.
see if you can pull it up on your
Okay.
So I'll disconnect, but we can go ahead and start doing that.
Okay.
With my nice little picture.
Okay, we're starting?
We're starting.
We're starting. Woohoo! First thing to do is to approve the April meeting minutes. Anybody have any comments or questions, additions, subtractions?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
Motion seconded. All those in favor of approving the minutes from the April meeting?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. All right. So we got some old business. The tiny toads. I got no idea about are they all in?
The tiny toads are all in and they are, we have tiny toad booklets. They are available here and at the chamber. Two things to think about is additional booklets. If you guys would like to do additional booklets, they have been a very, very hot item. And so we are almost out again. So we did 250?
It's about at least 200 for sure.
200, I think it was
250, because we added more, you're right.
And they're a little expensive. So it was like $700 for 250.
This is the one that has, which one we've seen before, right? It's got the buildings, explains the
yes.
buildings connection.
And the history
Yeah,
behind the
they are really
codes.
nice, yeah.
So that'll be something for you guys to think about if you want to purchase another round. We did the first and second round. We've been in the city. We just purchased the first and second round, but we're almost out again. And that is something someone walks in City Hall or downtown every day and asks for a tiny toad booklet. And we figured this summer it'll be a little bit more. So just kind of keep that in mind that may be something we need to look at. And then one of the tiny toads, the dancing tiny toads, were vandalized and we need to replace it. And so our ask is that you guys pay half and we'll pay half, but it's the same cost as $3,500 for Calvin to actually redo it. We have both pieces and they couldn't be fabricated back together.
Yeah.
And so that's something that we would like to ask for you guys to consider is so we can get that toad back. And there may be some restitution associated with that, and if so, we'll just appropriate that funding back to the public art board whenever we get. But for just the time being, just to get them back, and for Calvin to get started on them. It's two of them, so it's actually two. These are two of the ones that are dancing. It's $3,500, and we would like to split that with the board. So
I think so, yeah.
I make a motion.
Second?
Oh, I can't make a motion. Joanna makes a motion.
I'll make a motion, second.
All those in favor of spending, what did you say, 13?
it's 35, so it'll be half.
17 1750?
$17.50.
For our budget. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Just out of curiosity, how did they break it? Like,
Someone took it off of its pedestal.
do we have insurance? Are there insurance on it?
So we do, but our insurance, our deductible for our items
Oh.
is a little bit larger, so it's not.
Not worth it.
It's, yeah, it wouldn't be an insurance item, so. And then at the back of your agendas, I did add your budget to that. I know there's a budget item, but just so you know. The only project we have is the poultry project. We have about $5,000 left on that. And if you haven't seen, the crosswalks have started. We checked over on Lee Street. They're supposed to start on Lee until those have started. I know that's also kind of mixed, but yeah.
No, so that's all right. All right. Do we need to make a motion to buy more booklets now? Anybody have any thoughts on that?
We can look at getting the booklets done. We can get an additional quote on them. We do like the quality that we
They're
did have.
good,
They look
yeah.
really,
They're really
it's
nice.
really well. They're very nice. So we do like the quality of those, but we can get another quote. But if we did that, that would be an additional, I think it's $750. And I'm not opposed to also going half on that as well for this next round.
Make a motion?
Oh, thank
There
you.
we go. Yes.
The second?
Yes.
Yeah, second. All those in favor of spending half of $750, and it's too late in the day for me to do that. In my head, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're spending half of $750.
And I'll get you, of course, we'll have, I'll include all of this on the next sheet, on the next budget. And I'll update it for you guys. And we'll get those going because we do get a lot of requests. Kim is already out of booklets.
That's good. That's what we
Just
hoped they would do.
Just
I
think
know,
so,
we
too.
just left her some. She's already out.
They go quick though. They
But
go
yeah,
real
with,
quick.
with the kids being out of school, I think that has been a driver. And so,
That's good.
before
It's
we,
like a scavenger hunt.
before we do
Yeah.
another like big promotion, we wanted to have some more books in rotation, so.
Sure.
Do we have somewhere online that they can?
You can pull-
Say, hey, if we're out of them.
You can pull
Scan a
it
QR
from,
code
you
or
can pull
whatever.
you can pull the pages
Okay.
from offline.
I
But
just didn't know if there was like a PDF that somebody that
yes,
could easily pick it up. or
Yes,
use it
there
on
is.
their phone.
Poetry project?
it is ongoing. She has started with the signs, and so these are what the signs will look like. So they'll be up on so we're gonna work on a ceremony for all the artists, but the signs will be two-fold.
Nice.
So some are a little bit bigger than that, so some of them are that size, some of them are 11, I think 17 by something, but those are coming along quite nicely, so I have an email set to go out to her because those are ready, and so we just need to decide if we're gonna have some type of event, which would be great, or, I don't know, art walk is coming up again, so she may decide to do it there, but I'm gonna email her tonight about that, because those are ready, those came to me not too long ago. And then they'll be ready to go up, so.
Can I ask about the budget?
Mhm.
I'm not sure what that money represents exactly. 8,000, does that include the signs that we're getting?
That does, so her
Okay,
budget, their total budget was $20,000 for the whole project, including the signs. And the city did the signs, so those technically
That's right,
didn't
that's
cost
right.
us
That's
anything, because we
yeah.
have those blanks on hand. And then Jessica is doing the crosswalk, so her expenses with that
Okay.
is a 68, and that's only half of hers. She's not done yet, so that's just her first payment, so.
All right. And where are the crosswalks at? Is just the one she's doing right now?
No, she's
Oh, I
doing
see, Prince and Mitchell.
Donaghy
Yeah.
and Lee and Prince and Mitchell. So Prince and Mitchell is the Conway Junior High School crosswalk, and then out of Burns, we did the side of theirs. We were doing the front crosswalk, but we couldn't close Donaghy back down
That's
after
right.
we just got it open
Yeah.
with the roundabout, so we just did the side one.
Okay. Great. South Downing Mural Project.
On that one, we need to pick an artist or we need to do a new RFQ for a new artist for that project. No preference for me. You guys had our RFQ. You're more than welcome to use our artists that have already been approved by City Council, or you can do an entire new RFQ to just signify that location for an artist. We'll do it either way, but we would like to get something in the works for 2020.
We should try to decide that tonight,
Mhm.
I think. So does anybody want to start talking about them?
Yes, I mean, I like going with an artist we've already vetted and all that good stuff. Don't know how to pick which one of them. Are there any more local than the other ones?
There
What the
was,
list?
There was
There's
six
six
of
of
them.
them there in that email.
I just-
Joel Boyd, Michael, Tony, Zachary, Aaron Ashcraft, and Jessica Jones.
Why is local significant? Just because they're local, or do you have something specific?
No, just faster and,
So I took a
You know,
look at them
could go
today and I feel like I could see a lot of them going in that location, just from their portfolio of their recent projects and everything. I mean, I had my personal couple of them that, I could see their work in that
Yeah.
specific location for certain reasons. Like one of them, Michael Farrell, probably mispronouncing that, but he did more of a grid mural in different sections. And so for that specific location, I mean, you think about that underpass, it's narrow and it's long. And so it would be kind of a hard location to get a wide view angle of it. And so I was thinking like, okay, so the smaller grid, sections of specific art might be a good fit in that place. However, there were other ones that I could also see there as well. That was just kind of my initial thought on it.
Good, thank you. Other thoughts?
No?
draw out of a hat.
Well, can I,
You know,
I like
because they're
Aaron's
all-
stuff, but-
Yeah.
Aaron's?
I like Aaron
Go ahead,
Ashcraft.
too, yeah.
I kind of liked most of them. I thought were good. Maybe I'm making this up. I seem to recall when we first started talking about this project, we were thinking about organic shapes, forms, things, maybe something plant things that go, because it is such a long and narrow and relatively short, I guess, passage there. I don't know. That's why I like his stuff, but I want to see that in downtown Conway. I don't want to see that in the crosswalk.
Something more botanical.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
or
And that,
nature
yeah, and-
inspired.
Tony had
so
Tony
that,
or
go ahead, Tony.
had kind of botanical feels
Mhm.
in hers.
Yeah, and yes, some of hers I preferred her. Tony's that's Tony her, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, some of hers I preferred to others. That first one, the rainbow plant forms, I thought was really good. The crocodile was a bit, I just didn't like that style, but I don't know, that could be fun somewhere. The two that stood out to me were Jessica, because she's done that so many there, which is, do we just keep going back to Jessica? And then Zachary Lehman, who does somewhat similar to hers, with a lot of organic shapes. And some of his I didn't really quite get. The one that was sort of the half, do you remember this? The half deer, half, I don't really understand that.
So that's kind of.
Yeah.
like-
But we have to keep in mind, these could be things that the owners, the people were like, okay, this is my vision, this is what I
Right.
want. So they're just
Right.
delivering on
Yes.
whomever
Yeah.
is hiring them.
And so that's kind of cool that
Yeah.
we can be as specific and say, we want you to do, poison ivy all the way down, or cut them loose, right? Yeah. So he works for us, or she works for us, or both of them work for us. Yeah. Or whoever we get. Yeah. That's only things that aren't on, I don't know. Or do we choose all 6 and give them each, 10 feet? Like what we did on Prince,
Mhm.
which had some good, some good and bad outcomes. Is that how we say it
Yeah, yeah.
politely?
Yeah, with it being an underpass or an overpass, I'm not sure how many will want to travel long ways for, something that's not visible on the side of a building or from an
Yeah.
interstate or something like that. So I don't know how to gauge that.
So, yeah, so that was
Reach
one
out
of the
to
things
one, yeah.
we thought about. We got a lot of artists, and we were excited to get a lot of artists
Yeah.
from,
Mhm.
all over. But again, realistically, these are going to be smaller projects. And so,
Right.
again, within our RFQ, we got a lot of, open from everywhere. And I didn't know if we needed to do an RFQ to kind of gauge some local artists or just gauge local artists, because
I get
again,
you.
it's going to be
Mhm.
kind of a
Yeah, yeah.
smaller project. So again, are you traveling, 8 hours for
Yeah,
a
for
small
sure.
project like this? So,
That's a good point. It's not a tourist draw.
right.
It's to make a really ugly thing less ugly,
Mhm.
Yes.
which is good.
Which is, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a fair way of.
That's definitely,
So-
that's kind of was my only thing. I think Jessica is the only one local, but there were other local artists that submitted. And again, we can do a quick RFQ. It would not take us
Yeah,
long to do
yeah.
a quick RFQ. We could do a quick RFQ specifically for that location, because this was not for a specific location.
Right.
Yeah.
So this was for, again, a big piece of art that we would be looking at. And so that draw was bigger. But I think if we scale it down to say it is for, South Donaghy,
Yep.
we do some quick, you can email us your qualifications. We can do that by the next meeting and have that.
Can we do, when you do an RFQ call, can you also, it's not a proposal, but can you put semi-specifics out there and say, we want, we're thinking along these
Nature
lines?
or reflective of the
Or whatever,
Stone Dam
yeah.
Creek that has these type of habitats.
Use that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, now I do have a question. No, I know it may be silly to ask this question, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Where do you find the RFQs?
So they are on our website. So under bids and procurements, we list all of our RFQs there.
Okay.
And so that was a good question though.
And is that word of mouth that they spread?
No, we can send it. We have a list of artists, so we can send it to a list of artists, and then we always send them to the Creative Art Institute. And then we'll send it to UCA, because we know they have one. And I think we have a contract with Hendrix. So we'll send it out just like, hey, we have an RFQ available for all artists, but just kind of in our artist world. If you know anyone, we'll send it to whomever would like it. So
I like it. I like RFQ and give some sort of,
Okay, now, when is that supposed to be
Guideline.
posted?
yeah, or a theme.
RFQ, when is that supposed to be posted?
as soon as I can get it done.
Tomorrow,
So I'll start working on it. I'll start working on it tomorrow. We'll not start tonight, but I'll start working on it this week. I will send a draft to you guys before I send it out. So the body of it. So if you guys want to add any specifics to what we're looking for, nature, like any
I'm not good with words, but nature.
nature.
Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Some
Nature
people have
trails.
words, you know?
Do we want to cap the amount? Is there do we want to leave it open? Do we want to say, the amount will not exceed,
I think so.
Yeah.
Central Texas State?
You're right. There's no clue that-
Let me think on it.
I don't know how
I
much.
think I have it somewhere, the going rate or the relative going rate
That would be interesting to put
per
that
square
down.
foot.
That might make it a more manageable
Mhm.
assortment of people who really want to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me research, I'll email.
Okay.
I guess on.
Okay.
So how do we, words or
Any
The-
word, I
Content
did
themes.
nature trails,
Nature.
yeah.
Okay, I might have imagined this. They were talking about, is it Stone Dam Creek?
Mhm.
That is there some kind of nature trail planned for that area one day? Maybe?
No.
Maybe ladybugs or something? Is that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Was it ladybugs or some other animal, or was it a toad?
Oh, no,
in
it's
that area.
That's ring the bell, yeah.
It's something.
Yeah, I don't think it was something. Anyhow, I'll think on it. I'll ask the guy that was saying he wanted to make a habitat for them in that area. But something relative to that creek
Nature,
and watershed. or
emphasizing the
whatever.
nature,
Yeah.
it's a, how long is that? It's a, what do we call that? Walking trail, exercise trail.
Yeah, it's a nature trail.
Nature trail.
Some key words that again, that gives them kind of an idea. And then once we pick the person, we can always bring the person in. We can have have them come and say, have them sketch something out for us to approve, like we did with them.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And again, we'll do this pretty quickly, so we'll turn this around pretty quickly, because we'll probably do a 14-day open, have them submit it, and then we'll get them to y'all.
Nice.
That'd
be great.
So. And then we do need a budget, though. We do need to think about a budget. And then we need a timeline. So again, if the next meeting is July, we can possibly say a start date, late August, early September, which would be really good for them because it's getting cooler and it's not so hot. So that's a very,
Such
very,
optimism.
very, very good time for our artists
August.
to be painting. So.
Are you allowed to use spray paint in August? It just explodes.
Yeah.
And do we need to make some sort of a motion if Joanna gets you that number? Can that just be the number?
I'll send it out to everyone.
Okay,
Once you give me the number, I'll put it in the draft
Yeah, so we
RFQ
can.
and just send it to you guys to say, hey, here's what we've included. So,
Great.
all right.
Anything else about the mural project? Comments or anything? All right. Dust up relocation. Yeah, I got nothing about the cost. Have you looked at that yet?
Nothing about the cost. I was in my mind, I was assuming that the city could move it. I'm not for sure there's much to.
There's so much. It just needs to be. It just needs to be anchored.
It just needs to be
Yeah.
anchored. So I'm assuming that we being the city could move that. I can always have Spencer look at that for me, but I'm assuming that would be
It should be big.
relatively.
It's
It's
like
just-
3 people can pick it up. Like,
Oh.
it's heavy, but it's not
It's
crazy.
So it's just on a concrete pad, isn't it? Doesn't have like
Yeah.
bolts.
It's
into
probably bolted in. I would think it's
Mhm.
bolted in.
Yeah.
Kind of like the tiny toes. I mean, physical plant moved those for us, and those things are heavy. I mean, they're tons. So I was thinking in my mind it'd be the same.
Yeah.
I think just again, it can't be moved until there's a piece of art that
Right.
goes there. And he had a lovely piece of art that. Could you project?
I
do you
got
think?
it. I have it pulled up.
Oh, do you? Oh, so why didn't you tell me to get off?
Well, because y'all were talking and I didn't want to interrupt the conversation.
Get off, ma'am.
So this is the guy at Hendrix, the 3D guy, right? And you
So
saw the
just
spinny
do the
one
same
before.
Flag K.
And did I talk
Wait a
about the
minute, what now?
breaking?
You just
How
gonna
it
do
works?
flag K the same way.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool.
Mhm.
And he's very excited because he just got funding
I'm
to
at
put a
town
new
hall
kiln at the college, so he's all excited about that. But he's working on this with a guy in physics, and the part that you're going to see is he said it's a 50% half size. It's half of it and it's half size. But we saw the one where it was spinning in 2 directions, right? Oh, we're not gonna.
And it should at the bottom.
There it is.
I was like, why didn't you just tell me to get off?
Y'all were neat
It
conversation.
always opens.
It's connecting.
When you first open it, it opens just fine. But then when I go back to open it, it will not open.
I just left it up.
That's why I should have did. I said I was gonna do
I just left it
that.
up, but I
I knew
opened it
that
through
today.
media player.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, what's
Media player.
See, but I can't go back and open it on Wednesday. It's telling me it can't, it tell me it won't open.
Not connect.
Oh, it said it cannot connect
Yeah,
you
yeah.
on
It says follow instructions on my device. I thought I was doing that. Try to reconnect.
it. This is not meant to be. I don't know what it is. Okay.
Should be listed.
Do you want me to try and get, no,
Okay.
I can't, I don't even have it, it's in my, yeah. Well, you saw the little one where it was spinning, so this is just a larger one. They're working on the designs for the blades, so they're doing 3D printing of those in plastic. So and it'll be that would be the shape, where it has the two halves spinning and catching, so the whole thing's rotating, but spinning and catching wind and everything. So the big issue for this was, how do you do the bearings, right? And then if the wind catches it and it just starts going to town, it's gonna burn through bearings, what do you do? So the physics guy finds out there's this really interesting, I don't know what you call it, the way physics works, magnets. So there'll be, and he made a mock-up of this and he showed me it on a fan, and it's fascinating. There's a plate in the middle between the two halves, and there's magnets on either side of it. So the magnets aren't touching, they're there, and the plate spins between them. But the force of the magnets keeps the plate from spinning too fast. It automatically dampens it. So there's no power to it, there's no electricity, there's no maintenance like that. So very,
That's
very
cool.
clever kind of thing. And then it fits kind of cool with the college, with the
Yeah.
art guy, the physics guy. So there's a lot of things to benefits for it. So, and he would very much like to have some money.
Of
So I don't know, he's cranking, he's a busy guy, but I was surprised he had as much as he did on that piece was, so that's the update. And I'll keep pressing him for each meeting to I think that'll be, should fall in the budget, the way they're making it, it's cool. He 3D prints the blades. He does this with teaching his class. It's like a new way of doing sculpture. So the lost wax, how stuff gets metal cast. So you make, you make and then you make a mold with plaster and stuff. So he uses the plastic. Plastic melts. The really, really cheap plastic is mostly a kind of sugar. And so you melt it out.
I'm trying this, it's
I think something's
weird.
wrong with our email. I mean, I think.
So
Well, I can turn my mouth to
there's something about the blades too.
Yeah.
Now it's saying it can't connect to OneDrive.
It's a conspiracy. It will not let us show this. And what did you open it with, Shawana?
That's what we saw.
I opened it with Media Player.
And mine says legacy for some reason. I'm like, that's new. When did I get a legacy?
Oh, hold on, let me see if this works.
Yeah, it will not open. Once I open it and I get off of it, it will not open again. For some reason, I don't know what it is. It lets me watch it one time.
Maybe, you know what, maybe you could just email it to everybody.
Because the last time, Shawana, I just emailed
Here's
to you.
something.
and-
Something's happening.
Uh-oh.
You can get one?
Push play.
The whole TV went off. What was that? Well, it really doesn't like you.
It's AI, that's what it is, it's taking over.
It's doing its own thing.
Okay.
Screen
Okay,
sharing.
So that's what I did.
Oh.
I don't know.
I'm gonna share with everybody just in case.
Okay.
You pull it up one time, it will.
So we're waiting to see what could go there.
Yep.
Cool.
So, and I should say, when is that,
There it is.
next month?
I can show it on here.
There you go,
It's so funny, it will not.
All right.
And that's one, it's just that little clip of it, and that's just the one of the halves. So that's just dynamic,
Yeah, let's do it.
So I'm also, Hendricks is getting a new president, or we have a new president, but she's not here yet. And I'm gonna meet her next month. There's some social thing. I'm sure it'll be very important and make us all feel like little people. But she's, but anyway, I want to kind of just bend her ear about it, since I asked the previous president and he was like, yeah, just whatever the city wants to do. But I just want to make sure she's okay with it. I can't
And she's
imagine.
in meeting next week or a week after next with the mayor, so.
Good. Oh, really nice. Yeah. I haven't met her yet. She's supposed to be really nice. She's a local girl. Okay, in Northwest Arkansas. It's nice. Social media.
Oh, I still want to get a photo, a group photo.
Oh, yeah, we've been talking about that for like.
We have been. So next meeting, I was going to see if I could get everybody here.
And if I could also get the Meet the Council forms from you all that I sent out an email, Rob, I got
You
yours.
did, okay.
That's the only one that I did receive, so if I can get the other board members to please send me that information. I'll resend the form as well, so you all will have it fresh, but that's the only one I received. So the day we do group photos,
Mhm.
we can get headshots and do an introduction as of the
And then
council.
we'll introduce the board and then kind of start highlighting some of our projects.
All right. So upcoming priorities for 2023 besides stopping mail delivery in the evenings. The 150th anniversary sculpture, we decided, I think we voted at the last meeting, didn't we? To have it there on 6th Street? I think that's official, right?
Fifth Avenue. I
No,
think
Fifth
that's what we're looking
Avenue.
at.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. What? Why does it say 6th Street overpass?
Because that's what we were initially looking at, that
Yeah,
roundabout.
we need to
Okay,
take that out.
yeah, we don't
we do. We need to take
Okay,
that out.
yeah, that's
fine.
not the overpass. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know how we can do anything in that overpass. You mean the circle that's right there?
Mhm.
That's the.
Fifth Avenue, I just need
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
let's see, walk that park and see where a good location would be.
And we're sort of supposed to just kind of be thinking about.
Keep thinking about that. Again, we need, I think the biggest thing is a budget.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
Yeah.
it would need to be discussed.
We want to do big
At
splash.
least that size is, I think, what we were initially talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
And so again, a big
Yeah.
piece like that normally takes a year to fabricate.
Oh, yeah.
Just working with MLK, took about a year. So.
That took a year.
It did. He has quite a few projects.
If you walk up, it's pretty detailed.
It's
With
very,
the ridges and then the reflections and.
it's a lot.
Do not bring out the art history
It's
professor.
very heavy. It's very, very heavy. So it's very,
That's
it was
good.
very,
heavy.
it was really cool to see it being installed. There was a big
Yeah.
crane. It was really.
Oh,
cool.
that's right. I drove past that
Yeah,
day.
it was
Yeah.
really- it was really cool.
Yes.
It was really cool to see it installed.
Okay.
But so just keep that on your minds, big budget. And then we will probably be asking for a timeline, October-ish to put out an RFQ. Again, this piece will take some time for notice to kind of, so we want to make sure there are always hiccups. So again,
Oh, yeah.
we don't want to wait right up to time. We'd rather for the piece to be ready and just be, and like even if we have to store it, we always have the ability to store something. We have the aquatic center, we have Parks and Recs. We'd rather for it to be here waiting to be installed than not to be ready.
Right.
So.
Have we talked about sort of thematic issues and all about that?
Mhm.
So I don't know, do y'all, I guess we can think about that maybe for the next meeting. It's the 150th of Conway.
Mhm.
So does it read like the
Big
city?
birthday present.
Yeah, so yeah.
City birthday present, I like that. Big birthday present. Oh, we got a
Go outside,
birthday
there's a slide.
We can have a birthday party in the park. I like it. I like it. I like it, Shawana.
Oh, yeah, some kind of thematic, I don't know. And does it, if it's in the park, is this something for kids to climb on?
Yep.
Yeah,
Rain and stuff.
yeah, yeah. That's always exciting.
Are we talking on the I-40 side of the park? Or
Just-
somewhere?
It's just before the, is that park butt up against the fence for I-40? I can't remember.
No.
No,
There's a
there's
road, isn't there?
there's a road in between, but you
Okay.
can see,
Central
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It's-
All right, new business, sponsorships and small projects.
I don't know of any sponsorships, but I do know that the downtown partnership and the city of Conway are all doing murals downtown. And so we didn't know if you guys wanted to jump in on having a mural. It's one of those projects that we can get done in 2023. You are doing a mural on South Dunnigan, but if you wanted to do something in downtown, kind of open, any suggestions? It just would be cool to make a big splash with the murals. If you've not noticed, they are popping up everywhere and it's really cool. And so we thought it'd be a great idea to have a few going at the same time, kind of collaborate a little bit. So
Great. I'd love to have a mural like festival. So like they all paint around the same weekend and the same week. So people can go and watch and, make an
That's
event
good.
out of
Yeah,
it.
yeah, that is good.
get people to town and that kind of thing. So yes, I'm all for murals. Well, I would like to make a motion. No, I don't know if we, all right, is it that time for that? Time for a
Should we make a
motion?
motion for this?
Yes,
Yes, I would like to make a motion.
you guys make a motion, I will come up with.
Seconded. All those in favor of the Public Art Advisory Committee also contributing a mural to Mural Fest?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye. All opposed? And it carries.
And I'll get more details about it and I'll get some locations. We're doing probably City Hall, but we'll get we'll get some locations and go from there. Because there's other, I think there'll be a collabo, public-private, there'll be,
Nice.
so.
I should have prepared better. The possible pocket park.
Mhm.
Could some murals go on and around
That's a thought.
there? Or art go in the pocket park?
It's a thought. So before it's a pocket park, it is drainage.
Yeah, that's right.
I know we love but before I can get to a park, I have to complete the drainage
Oh, yeah,
project.
for sure.
So I don't have a
It
timeline.
could be
on it.
art highlighting the drainage.
It could be.
Something
I
on
just-
concrete that
it
they're gonna
could be.
pour back there.
I just have to get drainage done
Oh,
in
yeah.
there first.
Sure.
And I have few things going on with that. So
Yeah.
as soon as I get a timeline, I can see if that's it would
Just to
definitely
see if there's even
yeah,
anything
and it
possible.
can be once it moves
Yeah.
past drainage.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
just
for
has to
sure.
get past
Are we allowed to know where that might be?
the pocket park.
Yeah, is that public?
It's I keep
The
saying
ghost
it's
store?
Chestnut.
Yeah.
The ghost store?
811 Chestnut the ghost store is right, but the ghost store is right beside 811 Chestnut. There's a building there. We
Mhm.
bought that
Is it-
building to take out. And then we'll expand the drainage back behind Court technically,
Yeah.
Court Street technically. It's not.
So it's next to the ghost store.
Mhm.
Okay, essentially it's that back in there.
That
People
whole back
people park
area.
back in there, don't they, behind the sandwich shop or something? And
Yeah.
so
You
it'll
know
be
the-
a chunk of that.
It'll be a chunk of
Okay.
it, yeah.
Yeah, it can be
So-
really
Yeah,
sweet.
it can be,
Oh,
it's,
man.
and I'll try to
Mm.
get a visual.
But yeah, whether it's,
Yeah,
mural or
mural,
paint
yeah, but
or
it's gonna
an
be
actual
bad.
art
It's gonna be a
piece.
place to have
Yeah.
lunch, and that means that everybody's gonna be going to B
Yeah.
and B
We
for
would
lunch.
love,
All
we
gonna
would
have to go see our
absolutely love for there
photographers.
to be a mural back there. So
Yeah.
that's definitely, one thing we will ask, but we have to do the
Oh, yeah.
drainage.
Yeah.
Drainage first. It's like MLK. MLK is a drainage pond, so, but it's also pretty cool. So,
Okay, cool. Good. Oh, budget update. Is that
that's,
attached?
I just want everyone to see the budget.
Okay.
There is $5,000 already appropriated. You just spent almost,
Mhm.
I don't know, half of that tonight. But again, we can always go back and appropriate money for the council for projects. So like for Stone Dam Creek, I'll probably do them all at one time. Stone Dam Creek, the downtown mural, I'll probably do it all at one time and we'll come up with a budget number and we'll get it appropriated. So
All right.
Do you think on the poetry project, it would be beneficial to have like a booklet, kind of like we do the toads, that shows where they are and highlights the artist or, yeah.
I-
don't know. who
I
did
thought
that
the
and
issue
how.
was that they were gonna be temporary.
Because they're
Right.
oh,
gonna
yeah, that's right, because they do
change.
change. Yeah, that
Okay.
is right. Yeah, they do change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or yeah, maybe temporary. It's gonna be.
Well, maybe the same locations.
We're just a flyer.
They can change the
You
portrait
know,
every
they-
year, but the same location.
They may change.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they may change.
Right.
So maybe just a flyer
But
that we can put up
I was
front.
like, we could do a flyer and I also could add it to, so our GIS manager is working on the website. And so we can
Yeah,
always do the
mhm.
website and then tag each of the locations on there. Because there is a public art map
Mhm.
Mm.
that I think he's done with, and I'll send you guys the link to look at that. I haven't seen that either, but I
And
need
it
to
was
talk
really,
to-
didn't it have like interesting screen effects as
Mhm.
well?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
It's
really well
fancy.
done.
Mhm.
I like that, yeah. But no, the locations may change. Some will work out better than others. Like, but again, like there's one in Rogers Plaza this time. There's not one here at City Hall, so we may do one here at City Hall next time. There could be one like in Simon Park. There's not one. So the locations definitely may change.
Do you know how those signs will be mounted? Is it
They're
gonna
gonna
be?
be on a
sandwiched or?
No, they're gonna have a gap in between them, so if you look at, like a
Yeah,
street
the-
sign, like the black
no.
pole, I don't know if, did we, I don't know what color we decided on the pole. I think I said black, but I, no, that was.
Yeah, just
I
a
think we were the natural color.
area.
Oh,
Top
the
and bottom.
edges.
We might-
Yeah.
Oh,
like-
okay,
They're
top and bottom.
here.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yes. Mhm.
But then you won't be able to see the stuff on the back.
They'll be sandwiched.
There'll be two sides,
There'll be two
yeah,
sides.
there'll be two sides, so
okay.
that sign is actually for the artists, so that'll be.
Oh, that's very
Uh,
sweet.
Mhm.
Oh, that's a
That's
coup
their sign. My
for
copies are
them.
theirs.
Yeah, nice. Okay. No, discussion of private art projects.
That was Joanna's. She asked about discussion about the silo.
Yes.
Oh,
coming down.
yeah.
Word on the street is, we have the artists that came in and did the art on the silos at the Conway block plant. And word on the street is it will get painted over and a logo be put up there. And so I didn't know if the art board wanted to write a letter requesting to preserve the art. It's not contractual that
Yeah,
they have to
yeah.
preserve it, but just, it's a world-renowned artist and it was given to the city.
Oh,
And
She was not given, it was
it was a part of the mural project, right? We didn't
the
pay for it.
downtown. No, I think it was like,
Yeah, so Conway did not pay for it.
No.
It was a part of a whole trail of murals all across Conway. So it's a part, arts,
Have it off the top of my head.
Ozark,
Yes.
Yeah.
something, Ozy art or
Mhm.
something like that. So it's a part of a trail.
and
It's
they
a
might not,
part
they might not
of-
be aware of that. The new
Yes.
owners.
Mhm.
I think there may be. I think we just need to be mindful that
Yes.
it is a private,
Sure.
Yes, and we know
You know,
it's just
and,
a
and the
request.
public art board does not regulate.
No,
Right,
Right,
it
so I
is
think,
not
I
saying
think
that
we
it
just need to
can't
be,
be.
yes, I think we just
Just a
need to be mindful
Just
of
asking,
any, so if you guys want to draft a letter, we'll definitely have the city attorney look it over to make
Yeah.
sure,
Yeah.
just again, because it's a piece of art. Our art,
It's not our art, yeah,
It's not our
we have
art, it's-
nothing to
he bought the property,
stand on,
Yeah.
say anything, but
Wait.
just a request.
and I think he's had those, I think several people have maybe mentioned it, so I think he does.
So do you wanna write it?
Oh,
'Cause
I'm bad with words. You know this.
Well, do you want to try it when you know more about it?
I can do some like bullet points
You
or something.
have glasses, so you know more about it.
I don't know that I know.
If you provide me the information, I can write
All right,
something.
Okay.
gonna jump in? Okay,
Yes.
will you provide her the info, because I
Yeah,
don't know,
sure.
I
Yeah.
was not, I don't know
I'll
what
tell a little
happened.
bit about the project and the artist and all of that.
See, I was gonna say, I
About
can
who
help with
did it.
that, but when it comes to the
No, but that's all,
other side of it.
no, but that's all it needs to be, is to say, hey,
just say, hey,
you
this
know, we
is-
know this is totally, we just wanna make sure you know
Mhm.
what this is, and if there's any way you think this would work, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, we're trying, yeah.
Gentle.
Worth a try.
Mhm.
Good, that's good thing to bring up, thanks. Any other business? Anybody wants to? Manifestos, anything else you need to talk about?
No, I'm good.
All right, well then we are
Motion to
adjourned.
adjourn?
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.